Hello everybody, my name is King Sam. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to learn how to make this. So everybody, before we get into the video, remember like, share, subscribe. Please let's get this video to 100 likes and I will really appreciate it. If this video has helped you in any way, subscribe and drop a comment on any tutorials you want me to go over and I'll be sure to get to you soon. So without talking too much, let's get into the video. So first of all, you open up After Effects, you create a new composition. If you don't know how to create new composition, there's this video I just dropped right now. It's out on explaining different ways to update and create a composition. Be sure to check it out if you are still learning out the basics in After Effects. So let's make the duration 3 seconds because it's not going to be a long video. 1920 by 1080, 25 frames per second, and okay. Now, first of all, what we are going to do is we are going to get our text. So we use the word fit. I'm using this Stendiga font. I have no idea where I got it from. I just found my system and I actually love the font. So let's use it. And this looks amazing. Now, to align your anchor point, because right now my anchor point is not in the middle of my text here, you do Control Alt Home and then Control Home to align it to the center of your composition. Okay guys, before we create this next step, let's make sure that our font size is okay for us and our font is okay, because after this step you cannot change your font anymore. It's done, it's over. What I'm going to do is we're going to convert this layer into a shape. So you left click here, come down to create shape from text. We don't use max because max actually limits what you can do with your effect. So we use create shapes from text. Now what you're going to do is you're going to come to this search icon here. Now we are going to search stroke. Now let's make keyframes for all the stroke. Now let's change it to 1.5. So you can just copy this and paste it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do, we are going to come back here and type in fill. Okay, now you come and click this eyeball to hide the fill, all of them. Now I'm sure maybe if you have not set your stroke color, everything will be black, but we'll fix that now. Just come up here and change your strokes to white. Click OK. And now we have the stroke alone but no fill, and this is what we're going to use to create our beginning animation. So the next thing we're going to do is come down here, click on your F inside here. Let's zoom in. You can use your ruler. Now what I'm going to do is I want to animate this flying in from the top here, stretching from the top. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down here, click path, then make a keyframe on the path of everything. That's awesome. Nice. Select all the parts. Let's scale down a little bit. Let's move to around 1 second and move all the parts to 1 second. So I'm going to edit this. I'm going to edit this from the end to the beginning, moving 2 frames each. So what I'm going to do is I'm coming to my F here. Now Control forward twice to move 2 frames into the timeline. 1, 2, 2 frames forward. Next thing I'm going to do is come down to my F here, Now I hold down shift and select these 4 nodes here. Now I can click it and drag it, but I hold shift so that I can drag it along a line. If I remove my hand from shift, it can bend. So let's do that one more time and drag it up. I don't want it to leave once, so let's move it to fit. Adjust it to like halfway. Now I move 2 frames into the timeline again. Control 1, 2. Click it again, shift and drag it out. Now what I'm going to do again is I'm going to zoom in, move 2 frames into the timeline, 1, 2. Select your F. Now hold down shift again, click and select the frames you want to work on. Now let's zoom out one more time. Click it, hold shift and move it up. Now you move forward your timeline by 2 frames again, 1, 2. You click this, hold down shift and drag it out one more time. Now let's do the last one. Move forward your timeline again 2 times, 1, 2. Click this, hold down shift, drag it up. Move forward your timeline one more time, 1, 2. Click this, hold down shift and drag it outside. Now what we are going to do is we are going to move this, select everything and move it to the beginning of our timeline. So let's play back and let's see. So you can see the stretchy effect already taking its place. Now the next thing I'm going to do, we're going to apply it to the remaining letters. A is a little bit tricky, so I will do A, then I will do a time lapse for T and E so that you can do that by yourself. Now for A will be a little bit tricky because it will not be easy dividing these 2 points here into 2 different halves. But the way we go around is easy. Come to your pen tool here, make another point here, then you move it up and adjust it until it looks accurate by using your arrow keys. So come here also. Now you can come back here, click on A. Now it's time for us to select our points. So click on H so you can adjust and move around your timeline. So if you want to select multiple, hold down shift, select, then naming this one's here, yes, shift, select these 3 and select this one. Now for this one I want it to come from our left hand side. So what we're going to do is come down here again, move 2 keyframes forward in the timeline. Now what we are going to do is we are going to drag this place out. So you click, hold down shift and drag. Let's zoom out. Let's make it halfway somewhere here. Now go forward 2 frames again. Click here, hold your shift and drag it completely outside. Now what you're going to do for the rest is the same thing again. So what you're going to do is move 2 frames into your timeline again, 1, 2. So what we want to do, we want to select only this second part. So come select your A, shift, you can select these 2. and you can select this three like this. So we're going to shift it out. So click on it, you can just zoom out now, click here, shift and drag halfway, move another 2 frames into your timeline, click and drag. So hyperlapse coming in 3, 2, 1. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to adjust a little bit. So I'm going to set F and A to come in at the same time, but I'm going to let T and E come in like 2 frames after the F and A. So select these 2 frames and move 2 frames into my timeline and move it back a bit. Right? Yeah, somewhere around here. Okay, now this is looking good. Make sure all the keyframes are aligned properly. Now the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to select everything. We left click here. Now we're going to click on toggle hold keyframe. So it gives you this stop motion kind of look that I really love. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to create those white flashes that we can see around when it's animating during final composition. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer. Now we're going to search for stroke. Now we're going to off the stroke. Then we're going to search for fill. Then we switch on the fill. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this layer again. Then change the track matte to alpha inverted matte. Then move it 1 frame to the back so it starts slower. Let's play through. Exactly. And this is looking awesome. So let's bring this to the top and drag it down to around 20 frames. Now we come to this point here. Make sure you click this I button, this, so you can see it. So come to around here, make a keyframe, reduce the opacity to 0. Come to around here, increase the opacity to 100. Select the two, F9 to easy ease. So let's see what we did. So I think our text has a stroke of its own. Let's come down to characters. Let's change the color of the stroke to the color of our text. Yeah, this is awesome. Now let's create the background. So Ctrl N. Let's call this layer background. Now let's create a new solid. Now come to effects and presets and type in gradients. Now apply the 4 color gradients. Now for blue here, let's turn it to black. And for yellow here, let's turn it also to black. Let's change this to red. And let's change this to a deeper shade of red or something along this line. Now click on S to open up your scale property and increase the scale. So what we're going to do is we're going to import the file and make our background a little bit more awesome. So we come down here. I'm going to provide a link to download this in my video description. Copy it into here and you bring it down. Click on S to pull up scale properties. First bring it up. Let's scale it down. Now we change the blending mode to overlay. And this looks nice. I love this. So let's paste our composition 1 into this. Let's play it through. And this is looking good. Yes. So the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to turn these 2 layers to 3D layers. Now we want to create a camera movement. So left click, new, camera. Okay, let's open up our camera properties, camera option. Go to the end of your timeline, make a keyframe on the zoom, and let's come back to the beginning of the timeline. Increase the zoom to something like this. Now select the 2 keyframes, click on F9 for easy ease. Let's open our graph editor, highlight the 2 points and drag it until it's something like this. Now let's play back. And this is looking awesome. Okay, so now let's make it a little bit more cinematic. Let's do Ctrl N. Let's call this final. Now we import our last layer. Click on the rectangle box here because we want to make a layer mask. Then click and drag until you have something like this. This is looking amazing. So let's play it one last time. So guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Remember, like, share, subscribe if this video has helped you. Drop a comment in my comment section to see if I can go by any tutorial. And until the next time, I remain King Sam. Peace.